Hi guys, today I'm back to film my Project Pan update number 3. I think number 3. Anyways, this month went really well. I did have a lot more empties and I mean everything went pretty well. There are a couple products I would have liked to make a little bit better progress with, but for the most part I'm really happy. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with the empties so that way we're not here for forever. So the first empty is the Murad Oil Control Mattifier. This I finished within like 2 weeks of the month. It was really quick. But I will actually include this in my empties video, and I'm going to do more of like a review there on the product. So if you want to see a little bit more of a review on that, go to my empties video, which will be up sometime after this one. But this is the first thing I finished. Next is the Lorac Front of the Line Pro Liner. This I just finished a few days ago, and really it just broke. But I mean, that's all I can get out. It's really hard to line my eyes with that little nub. It like won't get close enough. But yeah, this is done, thankfully. I don't know, I had to wear black eyeliner a lot and it broke a lot and it just was very frustrating. So that is finished. Next is my Philosophy Miracle Worker Overnight Cream. I feel like this is kind of not a surprise that it's finished, but that I finished pretty early on in the month too, I do believe. So that is done. Next, this is my Bath & Body Works Winter Candy Apple Lotion. There is still like some in here, but I can't get it to actually come out. It likes to settle down here at the cap, but it won't like come out of the cap. So I don't know what is going on with that. But I finished it as much as I could. Obviously most of it's gone, so that is now empty. This is my Bath & Body Works Be Enchanted Mist. This is completely finished. Mostly just use this as a room spray, but I did use it as a perfume a couple times just to get a little further with it and to actually be able to finish it. So that is now finished. And I also finished Japanese Cherry Blossom Off. This was just, I don't know, pretty easy really. There really wasn't that much left, you can see from the mark where I was at. So this didn't take long at all. I think this only took like a week or two as well. So that is now finished. On to my progress with everything else. First up is the Too Faced Born This Way foundation. I didn't use this a lot this month. I have just purchased so many new foundations. I've been trying those out. I've been getting rid of some of the older ones. So anyways, I didn't really use this a ton, so I will show you where I was and where I'm at now. You can see my second line's pretty faint, so I'll have to like refill that in, but you can see it just moved a tiny bit. It's not really settled because I did use it today, but I have been mixing it too, so I feel like I'm not using as much product maybe when I am mixing it with another foundation. So this next month I'm really hoping to start using this a little bit more. Now that I've kind of tried out a ton of new foundations and stuff, maybe to actually start getting kind of a move on this. So hoping for a little bit better progress with that one next month. That is one of the ones that I was like, oh, I really wish I would have done a little bit better with that one. Next is the Laura Geller Baked Trio. This product I'm considering taking out of Project Pan, I guess, and putting something else in. I'm just not liking it, and I just feel like I'd rather give it away and someone else enjoy it than me just trying to get through it. I just don't like the bronzer. It's really orange. The blush is my favorite part of this, but I find myself not reaching for it because it's such a bright watermelon color and I'm so fair that I have to really work with it to make sure it doesn't look over, I don't know, just ridiculous on me, I guess. So I haven't really been reaching for it because I know it's going to take a little more time and effort and work. And then the highlighter here, I want to show this to you guys, but I don't know if you're going to be able to tell. It's got a really pretty decent dip in it from me using it as a face powder. Like right in here, it's really dipping right a lot there, but I mean, it's supposed to be a highlighter and I can't even use it as a highlighter. I have to use it as a face powder. So I'm just kind of thinking about taking this out and putting something else in. I haven't officially decided yet though, but that's kind of what I'm leaning towards. I really hate taking things out of projects and putting something else in, but I just feel like in this case, it would just be better for someone else to play around with this and enjoy it than me keep it and just struggle through it. So we'll kind of see. I'll try to keep you guys updated on whether I do switch that out or not. I'll probably mention it next update if I do. So next is, let's see, my NYX Baked Blush, and this is in the color Wanderlust. I did use this a couple times, but again, nothing, I guess, super noticeable for progress. I've just used it a few times here and there. This blush with me is really hit or miss. It's really pretty sometimes, and other times it just looks way too orange on my skin. So I don't know. It's been kind of hit or miss for me, which is why I think I haven't used it a ton. So I think going forward, I'm going to try to, you know, make sure I do use it a little bit more, mix it with some things, that kind of thing. Next is my Dip Brow. So this is what my Dip Brow looks like currently. It's not, again, moving down a whole lot. It has moved down, I think, maybe a little bit, but not a lot. I've used it a ton. Again, this last month I've used it probably more than any other brow product, but I know this last month I did use the L'Oreal Brow Stylist Definer quite a bit too. So this didn't get as much use as it has in past months, but I still did use it the majority of the month. So there's my progress with that one. Next is my Benefit Their Real Liner. I didn't grab that. I didn't use it. I meant to use it this month at least once, and I just completely forgot about it. So I'm going to start including it kind of in here now. I haven't been I've been still doing like weekly makeup baskets, but I've been doing them just kind of for myself. I don't really film them anymore. So I am going to have to start kind of including it in my weekly makeup basket to make sure it is getting a little bit more use. Next is the Benefit What's Up highlighter. This has been going really well. I've been wearing this almost every single day. I'm kind of starting to like it. I am going to mix it with the Smashbox Cream highlighter stick that I showed in a haul, because the color of that one is perfect, but it's a little bit sticky feeling. And this one, the consistency is perfect, but the color is a little too dark. So I'm going to see if I mix them together, if maybe I can get something that I really do like out of both of them. But I have been using this every single day pretty much. I think there was a couple times I used, you know, the Smashbox one or the Makeup Revolution, like strobing balm. But for the most part, it's been this. So, I mean, I don't know if you're going to be able to tell, but there is a dip. It is starting to dip down a little bit more. So we'll see how this goes next month. It is holding on a little longer than I thought it would. I think I kind of always underestimate this and think it's not going to take that long, and it ends up taking me longer than I expected. These are my Mally eyeliners. The first one is Midnight Affair. This one actually has gotten quite a bit of use this month, because since I finished the Lorac Front of the Line Pro, I've been using this every time I use black liner. So it has been sharpened and stuff. It's still a pretty long pencil for the most part though. So I mean, I still have a ways to go with it, but it's got some progress now. As for Plum Sapphire, I have used this a couple times this month, but I haven't used it as much this last month. I've been wearing brown and black eyeliner a lot, but not purple. So I'm going to have to kind of step it up, but this is what those two look like. You can kind of tell that Midnight Affair was sharpened, because I feel like they're a little bit closer in height now, whereas this one was a little bit taller before. So that's my progress with those two. Next is my Ulta liner in Deep Brown. This I've worn so much this last month. I'm really surprised I haven't completely finished this, but that's what's left. And I feel like that's still a pretty decent amount of product in there. I would say it's definitely more than half an inch, I think, but I'm really surprised this is not making more progress, just because I've used it so much this last month. But at least this one's not breaking off like the Lorac one is, so I'm really happy I haven't had that issue with this. But I really like this liner, so I'm kind of okay that I haven't finished it. I do know I have other liners I want to pan and kind of get to, so that's kind of why I'm trying to get through that one. But next is my NYX Single Shadow in Stiletto. This one's going to look pretty different. So as you can see, I hit pan, and not just a little bit of pan, like a pretty, I mean, decent beginning amount of pan at least. So this has got a good start on it. It's pretty thin, so I think the pan will continue to grow by the following updates. But I have worn this a ton this last month as a transition color for many looks. I've been using it a ton with my Catwalk palette, so I mean, it's making good progress, and I really want to keep it up. So this one I'm really happy with. Next is my NYX Black Label lipstick in Hot Pink. This I've only worn a handful of times, and that's just because I'm kind of changing this to being my focus lipstick. So it does look a tiny bit different, but not much. You can kind of see the tip is a little bit like more worn and stuff, but for the most part, I mean, it's still got pretty much the same amount of product, maybe a little bit less. But I found a way that I really like to wear this. So I've been kind of wearing it a couple of times this last couple weeks. But I think this is going to be my new focus lipstick. I'm almost finished with the original focus lipstick, which was the NARS pencil, so we'll talk about that when we get to that one. This is my Bare Minerals Marvelous Moxie lip gloss in Birthday Babe. I put a line on there when it did finally settle, and it is a little bit below the line, but it's not settled right now. Like you can see, there's like a huge air bubble right there from it laying on its side and stuff. I just didn't have this stored upright, so I don't know exactly where it's at, but I have used this a couple of times. It's just been nothing remarkable, I guess. Like I haven't, you know, moved it all the way down to here or anything. It's just a slight bit below that line. It's just not my focus right now, so I will have a little bit better progress coming up because it's going to be, I think, probably mostly what I'm going to use in the spring and summer. And now that we're just kind of getting into spring, I'm still finishing some other products, some other lip products, but I should be coming right onto this next, so that should have a little bit better progress in upcoming updates. Next is my NARS lip pencil in Cruella. This actually did use, I think, twice. I decided to use this as my lip liner underneath my MAC Russian Red lipstick. So I used this as a lip liner, which was interesting. It worked, but it's still, I mean, a pretty full pencil, you can see. So it did get sharpened, it did get used, but it's, you know, it doesn't look too terribly different. This I am kind of saving more for the second half of the year. It's my goal to finish MAC Russian Red by June and then have this going from like June to December. But if I keep using them together, maybe I'll finish them both faster than that, so we'll see. But that one is going, I mean, pretty fast. Like I said, I used it twice, I think, and I had to sharpen it already, so yeah. Next is the NARS Rakugian pencil. This is the one that has been my original focus lipstick. That's all I have left is this little nub. So this really will not take me too much longer. It should be done very soon. But I've actually been mixing this with the NYX Black Label lipstick in Hot Pink. So that's why I haven't exactly flown through it, is because I've been mixing those two. It just kind of tones down the hot pink color just a little bit, and it's really pretty together. I do like the hot pink color on its own, but it just makes it, I think, a little bit more wearable, kind of mixing this more nude pink color with it. So this should be done by next update. I've kind of slowed down on this because I've been mixing it, so this should be done by next update though. Next is my Hemp's Strawberry Lip Balm. This has got kind of a huge amount of progress too. So you can see that huge dip in it. It's almost down to the bottom. I can kind of see the bottom through the lip gloss a little bit at the very bottom, but I mean, no actual pan yet. And this is still going to take me a really long time, but I'm glad to have made a huge amount of progress this last month. I've used it for removing, you know, swatches that like are really stuck on. I've used it as a lip balm a ton. My lips have been super dry this last month, so it's gotten a lot of use out of that. But that one's going pretty well, so I hope to keep that up. Next is the Benefit Cha Cha Balm. I didn't use this month at all. I just kind of have been forgetting about it, and I think it's just because I have so many lip products. I usually pick one, focus on it, and then I kind of work my way down to the other ones. So I just haven't really focused on this one much, but I'm hoping to kind of work on that more in upcoming months. Next is the NYX Butter Lipstick in Sweetheart. This one I haven't really used. I think I wore it once and I was trying kind of another lip combo out and it just didn't really work out for me. So I've only worn this like once. It just hasn't gotten used a ton. But it's not really my focus lipstick right now. So this one I will get to. Next is MAC Russian Red. This has gotten a lot of use this month, but it doesn't look like it. So this is what it looks like. It looks pretty much exactly the same. It's still even kind of slightly slanted a little bit. But I've worn this a couple times just on its own, like I said, with Cruella under it as a lip pencil. The other thing I've been doing is mixing it with a nude lipstick, and it turns into like a rosy red, and it's so beautiful. I've been pairing it with NYX's High Voltage Lipstick in Mirage. So it's this really light, like sort of pinky nude, but these two together are beautiful. I know I'm going through Mirage pretty quickly, but Russian Red, it's taking a little bit more. I usually apply Russian Red first and then go over it with this. I think maybe just because this one's creamier, it kind of is going a little bit faster than this one. This one isn't a Project Pan item, but I'm just saying since I've been pairing them together, I've noticed this one's been making a lot of progress and this one hasn't really. So I kind of want to keep that up this month and maybe wear it a few more times on its own to get better progress. Next is my Maybelline Color Tattoo and Barely Branded. I did kind of stir it up and kind of repress it in a way. So that's what it looks like now. It's a really big mess. But re-stirring it, I realized there's not really that much product in here. I still think it's going to take me a really long time because it's an eye base and you don't use a lot. But, I mean, there really isn't that much product in here. So, there is progress with it. You guys just can't see it because I did repress it or, you know, stir it up. But that is what this looks like right now. This is my Urban Decay eyeshadow in Virgin. There is, I think, a little bit more pan showing on this, but maybe not a ton. So, that's what it looks like now. I've used this, you know, a decent amount. I don't use it as much as I've used like Naked Lunch, for example, but I mean, it's making progress. It's just a little bit slower. So actually skip Naked Lunch. So let's go back to that one. So this is what Naked Lunch looks like now. It's got even more pan showing. It's pretty thin. I've worn this a ton. I've been wearing this a lot with my Catwalk palette. So I'm thinking if that keeps up, I really should be finishing this shadow and a couple shadows of the Catwalk palette within the next couple months because the look I've been panning, everything's kind of going pretty fast. So that is what Naked Lunch looks like right now. This is my Nip and Fab Frown Fix. I actually have used this a few times this month, but it's, you know, there's no way to show you guys the progress. But I am proud of myself for using this a few times. I think I said in my last update it was like my goal to use it like 5 times. I've only used it like 3. But instead of just using it on my forehead like I always do, I have used it on other parts of my face, kind of like right under my under eyes here. I put it like here in smile lines, even though I don't feel like I really have any. My foundation doesn't really cake up there or anything like that, but I put it there just in case. So I've been using it all over my face a little bit more, but I haven't used it the 5 times that I was hoping to. So I've made some progress with it. It just might not be a ton. So the Formula 1006 Get Your Glow On Mask. It probably really doesn't look that much different. But I did use this, I think, 3 times this last month. So it has gotten more progress than it has in past updates. But it's definitely not empty. It still feels pretty full, but I'm going to take a guess the product is like right in here. Because right up here it kind of feels like it's all air, and then when I get down to like here it feels like it's product. So I'm going to take a guess that it's like right in here. But so far so well. I want to keep that up because whenever I use this mask I do use quite a bit of product. So if I were to use it 3 more times again this next month, I feel like you would definitely see the tube start to get flatter. So I just want to keep that up for next month. Next is my Bath & Body Works Pink Chiffon. I know I told you guys this was going to be my next focus lotion and I was going to, you know, make some great progress with it, but it's exactly where it was the last couple updates. I chose to not focus on this one. I chose to start focusing on the body creams because the body creams seemed like they were starting to go bad. So I kind of held off on this for now. I will get to it, but once you see the other lotions, you'll kind of see I've made more progress with those. And I just didn't make any progress with this one. So next is Bath & Body Works Velvet Sugar. This is the one I have been focusing on. The body creams are definitely going to take me a lot longer to finish. I'm realizing that now. But you can see I did finish this up here. So it's like, you know, down to about here. But I mean, I still have a ways to go. But I made some decent progress with it, I feel like, for, I don't know, kind of switching in the middle of the month. And I'll show you another lotion that I had originally started to work on before this one, and I'll explain it. But this one is, you know, got a decent start for only having, I think, like 2 or 3 weeks of use. So I feel like that one's doing okay. Next is the lotion that I originally had started to use and was going to finish. So I was using this the first week or 2 weeks of March, but it's that little Coconut Sunset Lotion. You can see I'm probably about like halfway, maybe a little less than halfway, or I mean a little bit more than halfway. But I mean, I started to use this and then I just switched to the body creams because they were going bad. But the idea was to originally just finish this because I'm like, it's just a little lotion. I'll just finish it really quick. And then I'll have 2 lotions done in my project pan because I was finishing Winter Candy Apple. But I mean, I don't know. I just changed my mind and decided to focus on the body cream. So next is my Bath & Body Works Forever Midnight, the fragrance mist. So I'm going to try to show you guys. It's just really hard because the packaging is dark. This is where I was at last time. And if you come down here, you can kind of see where I'm at now. So again, another huge jump in progress. I don't know, I haven't even really been using this that much. I started the month out focusing on it and using it a ton, and then I kind of switched to something else for the last, 2 weeks, and I wasn't really making fantastic progress with that item. So then I kind of came back to this, and I've made a huge amount of progress for not using this very consistently the whole month. So I'm sure this will be done really soon. Next is my Bath & Body Works Coconut Vanilla Mist. You can kind of see how the progress has moved. So that was the last update, and this is where we are at now. So it has made, a pretty good little jump there. But again, not a lot of progress. I've just been mostly using this as a room spray and stuff occasionally. I don't use it that often, so once we get a little closer into summer, I'll start using this more because I think coconut is being more of a summer scent, so I'll start using it a little bit more then. Pacifica Tuscan Blood Orange Hand Cream. I use this once this month, so it's a little bit, it went down a little bit, but it's not a lot. I can't quite see the product in here. It's really hard to tell. It kind of seems like it's up here or if it's like way down here. I can't quite tell. I think it's way down here because this seems like this is up full of air. So I think product-wise it's actually all the way down here, it kind of looks like. So there's really actually not that much hand cream left in here. But I only used it once this last month. I just was focusing on other things. So I will get to this soon, especially knowing that it's not that full. I might kind of start focusing on this a little bit more. This is my Pacifica Malibu Lemon Blossom Roller Ball. I think it's pretty much exactly where I showed you guys last time. I might have used this like once or twice, but I really don't think I've used it, for like a week straight or anything like that. I should mark this, but I keep forgetting to. Maybe I'll mark it after this update, and that way we can kind of see the progress with it a little bit better. But I mean, it's a really slow moving product, this one. For some reason the perfume just doesn't really come out very well, so it's a little bit slower moving. I forgot to grab my Victoria's Secret Coconut Passion body cream. It's in similar packaging to this, but it's Victoria's Secret. It's different colors and stuff. But that I didn't use at all, so it looks exactly the same as last update. I'm trying to get through the Velvet Sugar one first, and then maybe I'll start on that one. This is my Paul Mitchell Super Skinny Serum. You can see it did move a little bit, kind of, I would say, normal progress for me. But it moved down a little bit more. I wasn't using this the whole month either. I was actually only using this like 2 weeks out of the month. So to make that much progress in 2 weeks, I feel like is pretty good. And I'm probably going to start focusing on this again. I just was using the Small Talk instead of this, but I think I'm going to start focusing on this one again. This is my Sebastian Potion number 9. No progress with this, it's the same. Next is my Big Sexy Spray and Play. This is getting even lighter. I'm gonna say it's like down to like here maybe, but it feels like it's definitely getting lighter. I can tell that there's a little bit less product in here. I have been curling my hair a little bit more just to use this up a little bit faster because there are some new hairsprays out that I want to try, or I kind of want to go back to some of my old favorites. I just don't enjoy this hairspray, so I'm trying to get through it a little quicker. So this month I feel like it went better than it did last month. This is my Bedhead Small Talk. This is actually what I was focusing on instead of the Paul Mitchell Super Skinny Serum, but you can see I actually did get the product to move down quite a bit. For like 2 or 3 weeks I was using this, and then I think the other time I was using the Paul Mitchell one. But I did get it to move down some, so that kind of gives me hope that this product could actually maybe be finished by the end of the year, because I really just wanted to get as far as I could with it. But I mean, this kind of gives me some hope that I might actually be able to finish it. So this went pretty well. I'm really happy with this one. Like I said, I know it's not a ton. It doesn't seem like a huge mark. But because of the way the bottle's shaped, it does take a while to actually see progress with it. So I am actually really happy to see any progress at all with it. So there's my Bliss Hide and Glow Seek. I did use this on my legs once, so it has progress, but there's like nothing I can really show you because the can is white like the box, so you can't see anything, but I did use it this month, so it does have some progress. But I'm going to start using that more this next month, I think. Next are my Elizabeth and James Nirvana Duo. This is the other perfume that I was focusing on, and it wasn't doing very well at first, and now we're kind of getting to the point where it's doing a little bit better. But this is the white one. So you can see this one is almost done, or I feel like it's almost done. And then this is the black one. The black one is a little bit more full. So I've been mostly wearing the white one, obviously. The black one I feel like it's more, for me it's more of a fall scent, but I have been wearing it like, you know, nighttime, that kind of thing. It just seems a little bit more appropriate for that, I guess, so that's kind of how I've been wearing them. The white one's been more my daytime one, and the black has been more nighttime for me, so the black one's probably going to take me a while longer to finish, but it's going okay. So, NYX Radiant Finishing Powder. This is what it looks like. As you can see, there's a little bit more pan showing. All the colors are dipping down a lot more. I'm kind of starting to get rid of that, what is the word? Like print or whatever that was on the top of it. So this is what it looks like now. I feel like this is still going to take me a while, but I'm glad to finally feel like I'm seeing progress with it. Because before it just felt like banging my head into a wall, like it just wasn't going anywhere. So to finally see some progress with it is really, really nice. Lastly are the 5 samples out of my sample bag. I definitely finished more than 5 samples, but I wanted to talk about them now as opposed to in my empties, just because this just seems a little bit better way to do it, I guess. But I do want to keep it up. I want to finish more than 5 empties, but I'm going to talk to you about what I finished this last month with empties. So I finished up the Dermalogica Special Cleansing Gel. I finished up the Air Repair Complexion Boosting Moisturizer. I finished up the Algenist Regenerative Anti-Aging Moisturizer. This was not as deep as I thought it was. So this actually was pretty close to finished when I showed you guys in my last update. And then I also finished up some sample packets. So I have the Bobbi Brown Hydrating Face Cream, the First Aid Beauty Face Cleanser. Used this up last night actually. And then this product I absolutely despise, but this is the Dry Bar Volumizing Shampoo, the Texas Tea Volumizing Shampoo and Conditioner. So that is the other sample that I finished. I'm just counting this as one, by the way. So that is it for all the samples I finished. Like I said, I finished more than 5. I finished 6, but the goal is to kind of keep going, especially with the samples. I just had a small goal of 5 because I didn't know how overwhelmed I was going to feel with this project pan, and I didn't want to set a high sample goal for myself. But now that I finished 5, I definitely want to keep it up and finish way more samples than that. I mean, the sample packets, you know, I don't really like counting these because they're so small. They're normally, you know, only a couple times of use and that's it. But they were in my sample bag and it's one less thing in there, so I do want to count them. But that is it for everything. I'm sorry this video is kind of rushed. I have places to go and things to do, and I don't have a lot of time to film today. If I'd woken up earlier, I definitely would have. But the other thing I wanted to mention is that the makeup look from my last empties video, that will be up soon too. I know I promised you guys a tutorial on that, and then I just never got around to uploading it. I actually haven't even filmed it yet. I haven't had time with spring break, and I just kind of needed a mental break from things. But I will be filming that and getting it up again, you know, soon. Sometime after this update and after my Pan That Palette update. It should be up then. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!